Hi there, I'm Tim, my companions are Ruby and Daisy, and together we are the Owl. Welcome to the second part of our trip along the route of what used to be the Derby and Sandiacre Canal. This will be the part of the Sandiacre and Derby Canal which we will cover in this video. The route of the canal will now very obligingly turn blue for us. Thank you. This is where we left off the last time in part 1. We are at present on the northern side of the B6005. Originally this was a wharf for the narrowboats to load and unload. Not a lot of it remains, to be honest, but there are some clues. But let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. Once we cross over to the south of the road, we can see that the canal itself has been all but obliterated. If you're used to following old tracks from the air, you may be able to pick out the line of the canal as it heads towards Borrowash and Derby to the west. Post-war, World War II that is, the incumbent Labour government decided that nationalising everything was the way to go. So, in 1947, the railways and the canals were welcomed into national ownership. Not, however, our Sandiacre and Derby. Unfortunately, it was not in a good state of repair and was rarely used, so it remained independent and missed out on the flood of restorations for leisure uses which followed, and is responsible for many of the canals and inland waterways which we enjoy today. In 1946, Atlas, a small Woolwich Star class 70-foot steel-hulled narrowboat which was built in 1935, and Vela, a Star class butty boat, attempted to navigate the canal. This attempt was blocked by the canal's owners, who had locked the bottom gates at Sandiacre, preventing their entry. This was the last known attempt at commercial use of the canal. So now that we have reached Borrowash, Shacklecross Lock, or Borrowash Bottom Lock, is the next find, and is one of very few items left from the original line. Restoration work has already started in this area, and the lock is worth seeing, as it's in an empty but quite good state of repair. Just a little further along, working parties are clearing the line and repairing the walls. So, having passed beneath Ullica's bridge, Ruby decided that she was going to drop a ball, and she was not going to fetch it, so I had to oblige. It was at this time that she decided that she'd had enough of a giggle and only needed to finish it off by rushing in and beating me to it. I'm too old for this. Still, I got a couple of images out of it. Inland waterways, in an effort to keep the right to navigation current, attempted to traverse the canal in 1964, but the canal owners wanted to close and sell, so they dropped a couple of trees across the lock and chained gates shut at the entrance. Ironically, this served the purpose of preventing the canal from being used, so they got a closure order based upon its lack of use. The canal's land was then gifted to the county council, who filled everything in and turned it into a footpath, which is how we find it today. Canals and railways have many common requirements, one of which is the avoidance of gradients wherever possible. Railways, however, can carry vastly larger consignments very much quicker, which is why you'll often find canals using very similar routes to their nemesis. The Sandiacre and Derby was no different in this respect. And I thought that following the canal was difficult so far, and that it had been well buried up until now, and I was in for a real surprise. After Spondon, the line disappears under Rainsway Island, so it's lost. However, much of which used to be the canal is now the A52. This makes hunting for artefacts rather difficult, and not a little dangerous. Now, I don't know how fervent a history buff you are, but I very much doubt that endless views of modern tarmac are likely to pique your interest. So it's at this point that we shall regrettably leave you again, allowing me to begin work on part 3. I'm interested to find out where this will start from. Don't forget that if you would like more, you can go onto YouTube, where a like and a subscription would be greatly appreciated. That would help the algorithms and keep you posted when next we release another mind-blowing instalment. So until then, have fun, take care of yourself. Scanning this QR code will take you directly to the YouTube channel. If I might draw your attention to the Facebook page for Drone SAR Lost Dogs UK. We are a totally volunteer service helping with others to reunite lost dogs and their families. Being volunteers, our services are totally free. We have ground searchers, drone pilots and even some thermal drones, all of which are used in the searches. We will work as a team or with other organisations. Our aim is to reunite the family and we're on Facebook. Please make us your first port of call if you've lost a dog, for help, advice and our attention wherever you might be in the UK.